Hey guys, welcome to today's video. My name is Sarah Khan and I'm going to be showing you 5 last minute DIY couples Halloween costumes. There's one thing to know about me. I love making things and I love Halloween. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get started with this video. I decided to make a DIY costume video because I went to the Halloween store and the costumes were like $60 to $100 for one. And I was like, absolutely not. We are trying to save money here. We are doing it right. We are doing it fast, simple, easy. The first thing you're going to need is either a white plain dress or a tank top and a skirt, which is actually what I'm going to be using today. I just got this for Goodwill. Each of them were $2 each. So I'm going to get a black paint pen and get started with the dots for the Dalmatian. And we're going. This can be messy. It doesn't have to be perfect because no two Dalmatian spots look the same. I also have black felt underneath my tank top to make sure that it doesn't bleed through onto the table. This is what the shirt looks like. Cute. Now we are going to start on the skirt. So because I ended up getting this from the Goodwill, the sizing is not perfect. This is actually a kid size skirt from Justice, the largest kid size they have. So it's a little tight on me. The sizing is a little sus, but it's just gonna have to do. Cute. So now that we finished the main portion of the outfit, we are going to move on to the ears. I just have some white felt right here and we are going to draw with a Sharpie the pattern that we want. I am going to fold mine in half and extend the ear all the way to the other end to make them floppy. So once you have the desired shape, mine look like this. I am going to take my ears and the same paint pen that we used earlier for our tank top and skirt and make the same black dots that I made on those. I'm going to grab my headband that I bought from Hobby Lobby, and we're just going to put them on the headband and see how they look. When you have your ears placed the way you want them, we're going to take our hot glue gun and we are going to glue the edges. Be sure to leave a space so that we can fill it with cotton later. Once you've glued down the edges, you're going to want to take some fluff and you're going to want to stick it in the side that you didn't put glue. You don't want to put too much fluff because you want them to hang down and be floppy, because you don't want them to stick straight up, because Dalmatians' ears flop down, they're not straight up. That is it for the first DIY. I'm just going to go put on my cute Dalmatian makeup and show you the final look. Moving on to DIY number 2, we are going to be doing the Incredibles. So for this DIY, it is super simple. All you need is transfer paper, a printer, a computer to print out your logo, a red t-shirt for your guy. I'm going to be wearing a red tank top, some black felt to make the mask. So let's get started. And I just printed off my little paper that has the Incredibles logo on it. I am just peeling the backing off Ooh. And then placing this where I want it to go. Placing down parchment paper over top and let's iron. Time to peel it off. Let's see what we got. Perfect. So that's what the shirt's gonna look like when it's all done. I'm just going to do the same steps for mine, which is just this cute little red spaghetti top that I also found from Goodwill. So we're just gonna do the same thing with mine. Take the same logo, peel off the back, place it right where I want it in the middle. Also make sure that your fabric is kind of stretched out, obviously, because when you wear it, it's going to pool a little bit. I'm going to be using the same parchment paper, placing it over top, getting my iron, being super careful, and placing it down. You're going to want to hold the iron on there for about 90 seconds just to make sure that it is all good and steamy, to make sure that the adhesive adheres to the backing of the shirt. And that is going to be it for the t-shirts. Told you it's super easy. Next, we're going to move on to making the mask out of felt. And I already cut this one off of camera to make sure that I had the shape that I wanted, so it would be easier for me to trace onto my felt. I made an infinity sign, or the number 8, and then I folded it in half to cut out my eye holes so that they would be in the same spot, and then that way it would just make it easier for me to make a duplicate onto this felt like this. So I'm just going to trace it and cut it out. Now that I have the similar sizing that I want, I'm just going to cut out the same eye holes by bending it and making a small cut. So once you have your mask the desired shape that you want, we are going to cut small holes right here to make an elastic band using just an elastic string. I got this from Hobby Lobby for just a couple of dollars, and you can make it as long or short as you want. So to attach our mask, we are going to get a piece of elastic like this, and we're going to cut it, and then we're going to get our mask in on both sides. We're going to get the scissors and cut tiny little holes by the eyes. The smaller the better, because the smaller you make it, the smaller the knot has to be. So then you're just going to want to thread your elastic through the hole, and you're going to want to bring it out. So once you have your elastic threaded through, you are going to want to make a knot on both sides to make sure that the elastic doesn't come through the mask, so that it will stay through the hole. You might have to double knot it to make the knot big enough. This is what it's going to look like with the elastic on. So now that we finished our mask, let's see the final look for DIY costume 2. Moving on to DIY number 3. This one's got to be one of the cutest in my opinion. It is going to be a campfire and a s'more. All you'll need for this DIY is some felt, some cardboard, some paint, and some styrofoam. So we're gonna start off with the graham cracker portion of the outfit, which I just made from cardboard. You're gonna need 2 pieces, one for the bottom, one for the top. I cut a small hole in the top portion to fit my head through, and then a bigger hole in the bottom to stick my waist in. I am going to get a straight edge, make lines to simulate the perforated spot of the cookie that you would break in half, and then just some dots all around to make it look like a textured cookie. So that is all for the top portion of your cookie, and now we're gonna move on to the bottom half. My plan is to paint the rim of the cookie brown to simulate chocolate. This is literally just the color rich brown, and I am actually just going to tap some onto my cardboard, make it easy. get these styrofoam pieces that I just picked up at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to cut them into thirds to make the chocolate 3D to stand out like it looks like Hershey pieces cut out. Now that we have our base painted and our chocolates on, I'm going to grab the hot glue gun and take whatever that is off. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna take my hot glue gun and just put some down where I want it, stick it on to the correct placement. Alright, now that all of our chocolates are glued onto the bottom half of our graham cracker, I'm just going to set this aside and let it dry, and then we're going to move on to making the campfire. So for the second part of this DIY, we are going to be making a campfire because you can't have s'mores without a campfire. Growing up, roasting s'mores was one of my favorite things to do, especially in the fall time. I love the way fire smells, I love marshmallows. For this portion of the DIY is a plain black t-shirt. I got this one from the Goodwill for just a couple of dollars. Then I picked up this foam rod from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to cut it into thirds and paint it to emulate the firewood. I'm also going to need some colored felt. I just got some yellow, red, and orange to simulate the flames of the fire. I'm going to draw a teardrop shape on all of this felt to make it look like the flames, cut it out, and then we're going to put it on our t-shirt. Once you have all of your pieces cut out the way you want them to, we are going to start building our campfire. So I'm just going to take my pieces that I painted earlier. We're just going to use the hot glue gun and glue them down so that they don't move. So to place the styrofoam wood pieces onto the shirt, you can use a hot glue gun to stick them onto the fabric, but when you want to stick the styrofoam to another piece of styrofoam, we are actually going to be using E6000 glue because the hot glue will burn through the styrofoam and they won't stick together. Learned that one the hard way. So let's take our E6000 and we're going to put a little dab onto our styrofoam and place it where we want it to go. Now that we have our logs glued down, we are going to take our felt pieces and start arranging them to make them look like the flames of the fire. This part of the DIY is complete, so let's put it all together and see how it turned out. Moving right along to DIY number 4, we are going to do the Energizer Bunny and a battery. For this DIY, you're gonna need some red tape, some blue tape, and some white tape. Some paint pens. I have a white one, a red one, and a yellow one. The logo for the Energizer, and then a hat box. This one comes in a small, medium, and large. So if you have a small kid that wants to do this DIY, you can have a size for them. And then you are going to need a dowel cut in half for the drumsticks. Let's get started on the Energizer Bunny's drum first. So all I did was took some white duct tape and lined it all around the sides, cutting off the excess. Okay, now that we're done taping it all with white, we are going to get the blue duct tape and we're just going to tape it just around the sides. So once we have all of the blue around, we are going to take the red duct tape and we are going to cut it in half to make the zigzag for the pattern on the drum to be thin, you're going to want to place it on your drum like this in a zigzag pattern, cutting off the excess to make that squiggly pattern. So let's do that a few more times. When everything is all said and done and your tape is cut up, this is what your drum should look like. Super cute, super great with your duct tape. So now I'm going to get my Energizer sign and I'm going to place it on top of my drum. And I'm going to take a little bit of glue and just glue it on the top. So for the second part of this DIY, we are going to be making a battery to go along with our Energizer Bunny. All you will need is a black plain t-shirt. I just picked mine up from the Goodwill. So I got some just regular craft paint. I am going to be using white, yellow, and red, and then a straight edge to make sure that all of your lines are straight. We are going to put the Energizer logo going from bottom to top, starting with the capital E at the base of the shirt. Let's put it all together and see how it turned out. So it would not be a 2020 DIY Halloween costume video without some Tiger King, am I right? But we are going to take a little bit of a different spin. I am going to be making a King of Hearts out of a white t-shirt and some red felt. And then we are going to be doing some tiger makeup to just tie it all in. First, you are going to take some red felt and you want to fold it in half. Draw a K onto your fabric because you'll need to. It'll be easier if you just fold it in half so that they match identically. Now that we have both of our Ks cut out, we are going to stretch out our shirt and we are going to find the placement that we want them. Make sure that you place one of your Ks upside down to emulate the card, and then using your hot glue gun, you're just going to want to lay them down. Then for this last part of the King DIY, we are just going to cut out a heart design inside of the same red felt, and then we're going to glue it on to the center of the shirt. And that will complete the King part of the Tiger King look. Alright guys, so now that we've finished off the King portion of the Tiger King outfit, I just wanted to bring you guys to the makeup side of the video where I will be showing you guys a really simple cute tiger makeup. It is just going to consist of some orange eyeshadow and then some stripes made out of eyeliner to create that cute tiger look. So let's get started. I am going to be using the James Charles palette today because it had the best oranges that I could find. Obviously you can use any orange eyeshadow that you already have, but I'm going to be taking Code James first, which is just a brownish color, and I'm going to be blending that out all over my face. So once you have a primary base down, I'm going to be taking the color 518, which is just this which is just this orangey color to kind of warm this up and not make it look so brown. So just kind of taking it in the same spots that I took that brownish shade and mixing it in to blend and make the orange color that I want. So after we've blended the color 518 into that other brown color, we are going to be taking the color Rusted, which is this orange shade right here, to just give it that little bit of dimension This is just going to be able to help the colors blend even more and give it more of a realistic look for it being multiple different shades of orange instead of just one flat color on your face. So once you have it kind of where you want it all over your skin and blend it out well, I'm going to be taking the JH36 brush and I'm going to be taking the same three colors, Code James, 518, and Rusted, and I'm going to contour my nose. Once my nose is contoured, I'm going to move on to doing the stripes, and this does not have to be perfect by any means. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eyeliner Pencil in the color Perversion. This is a really good eyeliner pen because it's smooth and it glides on, and it's also going to stay where you put it without smudging. So now that we have the primary stripes on my face, I'm actually going to go in with the same eyeliner and just add a little bit more of a wing to the inner corner of my eye to give it more of a cat-like effect. And then the last thing we're going to do is draw on our nose. And then I'm just going to fill in my lip with the same liner to continue with that cat-like effect. I am going to go off camera and put on some lashes, and then I'll show you the final look. And that will complete today's video. Thank you so much for watching this DIY. Please comment down below which costume was your favorite and that you and your boo or your BFF will be rocking this Halloween season. While you're down there, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this and more of me. And with that being said, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!